Look, you're not too tired or too busy, you're just lying to yourself, and deep down you know it. That's the only harsh truth you need to know, and no one wants to say it out loud. It's just as simple as that. This video is going to be very straightforward, but in a good way. If you've ever told yourself, I just don't have time, or I'll start when I'm more motivated, this might be the slap in the face you didn't know you needed. We're not just going to expose excuses, we're going to burn them down one by one. Once you see them for what they really are, they'll never control you again. Look, we all make excuses. Some sound smarter than others. I'm not ready, it's not the right time. Everyone makes excuses. But here's the thing, nobody ever feels ready. The difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck isn't talent or luck. It's that one group stopped listening to the voice and started working. I'll tell you a quick story. There was a man who worked a full-time job, had 2 kids, and barely slept more than 5 hours a night. He wanted to start his own business, but of course, life got in the way. He waited and waited, until one day his company laid him off with zero warning. Suddenly, he had no job, no plan B, and no more time to prepare. You know what he said? I should have started 2 years ago when I still had a paycheck. Excuses feel safe, but they're not harmless. They're time thieves. They're very dangerous. Every excuse you make is a brick in the wall between where you are and where you want to be, or where you should be. Psychologists call this self-handicapping, when you create excuses to protect your ego. You convince yourself you didn't really try, so failure doesn't hurt as much. Here's the real challenge. Excuses are addictive. They're easy, comforting, and socially accepted. Everyone around you is making them. I can't afford to start a business, my situation is different, I'm not naturally disciplined, whatever. But here's the truth bomb. Your situation is not special, your problems are not unique. There are people out there with less money, more problems, and tougher odds, and they're still getting it done. So what's really stopping you? So let me break it down for you. You say you don't have time, but you watched at least 3 hours of TikTok last night. You replied to memes, you scrolled, you zoned out. You say you don't know where to start, but the internet has more free information than any library in human history. You say you're not motivated. Motivation is unreliable. It's like waiting for the weather to be perfect before you leave the house. It doesn't make any sense. Remember this. The more you wait, the heavier the regret gets. And the scariest part is, you won't ever notice how fast life passes until it's too late to get those years back. So here's the cure. Brutal honesty. Call out your own BS. Catch yourself in the act. Every time your brain says later, ask it, why not now? Every time you feel resistance, know it's a sign you're on the edge of growth. You don't need more motivation, you need less distraction and more action. Excuses are easy, but they're expensive. They cost you time, confidence, momentum, and your dreams. And the cure, it's not out there. It's in the moment you decide to stop giving yourself an out. So next time you hear yourself saying, I can't, finish the sentence honestly. I can't because I'm scared. I can't because I'm lazy right now. Say it out loud. Be honest with yourself. Because once you do, the illusion breaks. And that's where real change begins. Thank you for tuning in. May you find what you have been searching for. Subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think about the video. I read every single comment.